Sure. You know, it's always the first game of a tournament, in any conference tournament throughout the country, men or women. There's always going to be some jitters, some nerves. I think that played a part of it. And we have such a young team. You know, Artie and Kelly, who play a lot. Kelly doesn't start, but our starting lineup is a senior, and the rest are all first or second year players. 3 of them are first year players. So I was a little, concerned about that, the magnitude of the game. I was hoping that our championship win over Mount St. Mary's for the regular season title would help us. And then additionally, I have to give credit for Long Island. They're usually a pressing team right from the get-go. You know, for every game I've ever coached against her, she always presses. So I got to give her credit. She threw something at us, didn't press in the first half, played a little bit of a triangle and 2 off some people. So she mixed things up on us in the first half, and I think she did a really, really good job until we got into the flow of the game and things loosened up on us. And I was really proud of our young ladies. They could have been really insecure there, being down at halftime like we were by 7 and, down by 10 during the first half. But they hung in there, and I give credit to Artie as a leader to rally the troops and get the kids together and make sure that, hey, we got on a roll. And once we started on a roll in the second half, changing things up ourselves, and the momentum came, I think you forget about the magnitude of the game and you just play. And I think we were just playing.
Questions for Coach Dow?
Talk about Kelly Harwell's presence, especially in the second half, 8 points off the bench. Just talk about her performance.
It was unbelievable. She was just short of, maybe a couple inches short of a 3. But when I saw her shoot that shot, and she just did it with so much confidence, and she's not a 3-point shooter. People sag off of her, as they did the first half. They don't have respect for Kelly's shot. Kelly's become not a great shooter, but she's become a better shooter. We've worked really hard with her on that. But she just caught that ball in the second. She just caught it, and she was just playing with total confidence. She's a senior as well. We talk a lot about Artie, and deservedly so. Artie's a great player, and great leader, and the accolades for Artie are all well deserved. But Kelly Harwell's a senior too. She don't want this to end. She wants to get what we all want to get, what we got a number of years ago here. So she was playing with the same intensity. She doesn't show it as much because she's a real quiet and subdued type of kid, but she wants it. And the fire was there, and those key baskets and her hitting those shots really helped us.
When you're facing a deficit, like you guys were at halftime today, how important is it to have a player like Artie who can give that message to the team in the locker room as a fellow player?
Any coach will tell you that leadership is the key. I think maybe the younger coaches, you look at, although Artie is leader and talented, you always look at, talent number 1, but you've got to have leaders on your team, whether it be on, no matter what level of sports you're playing, whether it be professional football, basketball, and college, no matter what, you have to have leaders. And especially we have a leader in Artie. And this was our goal this year, and I told Artie, I knew that she was going to, score points for us, get rebounds for us, and all the things that are on the stat sheet. But one of the biggest things that we felt that we had to improve on where Artie was her leadership. So we sat down many times, and many times throughout her 4 years, and I told her this year, I said, Artie, you're going to bring everything to the table statistically, no question, but we need a leader. We need a leader, and like it or not, Artie, you're going to be that leader. And she said, I'm willing to take that task. I will be this leader of this team. And she's done an outstanding job doing that.
Coach, can you talk about Anna Nicky? She gave you a spark in the second half. I thought some nice transition points and good defense.
Yeah, Anna Nicky, teams play. We know what teams are going to do when we have Janae or Randy at the point. Their shooting is not their key part of their game, so they're going to come off of that and try to use their lack of shooting to double down on Artie and clog the lane, and same thing with Kelly. So they were real, and I can understand that. So sometimes when people do that, either we run certain other sets that will help us win with those guys doing some other things on the court, or we go with Anna Nicky. They let her. You can't come off of her, because if she gets on a roll, she's gonna make that shot. So that's what we counted on. We said, listen, we don't always like to play her that many minutes. We like to play Anna in the 20s, the high 20s, but she had to play 34 minutes today. Kelly played about 6-7 minutes above her. We know minutes, as every coach should. We know the minutes that kids are best at. Artie can play 500 minutes. I mean, she's just the best in shape player I've ever had in all my years. She can play. I mean, she was out shooting this morning, she was out shooting last night. I mean, I got to tell her to stop. She's such a great, she's always in shape, so we don't mind playing Artie for 40 minutes because we know she's not going to lose anything playing. But the other kids are getting adjusted, so, you know, Anna played about, you know, 6-7 minutes above what we really wanted her to play, and same with Kelly. But, you know, it's tournament time. There's no tomorrow, basically. So, you know, how do you get tired, really?
Any other questions, Coach Sal?